Imagine a dark room filled with shelves of unsolved cases that may not have been looked at in years. Now imagine taking those cases off the shelf and bringing them into the light. The goal of this channel is to shed some new light on those dark cold cases on a state-by-state basis. Thus, welcome to Dark Cold State. Today's missing person cold cases are from the state of California. Our first missing person cold case is Toni Danieelle Clark. Toni's last contact date was March 16, 1990, and is listed as missing from Oakland, California. Toni is a Black or African American female, and at the time of her disappearance was 17 years old. Her height was 5 feet 3 inches, and she weighed approximately 110 pounds. Toni has black hair and brown eyes, and she has the distinctive physical features of a gap between her upper central incisors. Both of her ears are double pierced. She has a mole on her right calf and a light scar on her right knee. Toni was 2 months pregnant at the time of her disappearance. Toni left the home of her cousin in Oakland to drive back to her family home in San Francisco. She had borrowed her boyfriend's Chevrolet Camaro to make the trip, but was having car problems with the car. She was having trouble starting and keeping it running because the car kept stalling. On the drive home, the car stalled again on the Bay Bridge just before midnight. Another car rammed into the stopped Camaro and police were called. When the police arrived 6 minutes later, Toni was not in or around the vehicle. Toni was last seen wearing a black tube top with lace, linen shorts, a light blue jean jacket, and white loafer shoes. She was also wearing 2 gold nugget rings on her right hand and a gold bracelet. The Coast Guard dragged the bay and found nothing. Neither Toni nor her clothes were located. It is unclear if Toni was knocked into the bay when her car was hit, or if she was possibly abducted from the bridge. It is noteworthy to state that the car keys and her bracelet, which she never removed, were found on the passenger side floorboard. Toni's mother stated that she received a phone call approximately 1 week after Toni disappeared from a young woman that she believes was her daughter. The girl was crying on the line for approximately 40 seconds before the call was terminated, and authorities were unable to trace the source of the call. At the time of this video, Toni would be 50 years old, and her physical appearance may differ due to the time that has passed since her disappearance. If you have any information on the disappearance of Toni Danieelle Clark or any information on her current whereabouts, please contact the San Bruno Police Department at 650-616-7100 and reference case number 90031-715 or MP 5948. Our next missing person cold case is Sean Isaac Sidi. Sean's last contact date is May 21st, 2013, and is listed as missing from San Francisco, California. Sean is a biracial Asian and white male, and at the time of his disappearance was 19 years old. Sean has brown hair and brown eyes, and his height was 5 feet 5 inches, and he weighed approximately 120 pounds. Sean suffered a traumatic brain injury several months before his disappearance. His left arm and wrist were in a black splint when he disappeared, and he has titanium screws in his left wrist and his head. He also has the distinctive physical features of a surgical scar on the right side of his head that stretches from his forehead to the back of his skull, and this scar could be covered by his hair. His right eye droops slightly and he had a slight mustache at the time of his disappearance. On May 21, 2013, Sean went to visit a former high school teacher in the 100 block of Oak Street at approximately 11:40 a.m. He last spoke with his father at approximately 1:30 p.m. and he stated that he was taking the bus to the park. His phone went dead at 2 p.m. and he has not been heard from since that date and time. Sean was last seen wearing a black and gray hooded North Face rain jacket, blue jeans, and black slip-on canvas shoes with white rubber trim. At the time of this video, Sean's age would be 29 years old, and his physical appearance may differ due to the time that has passed since his disappearance. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of Sean Isaac Sidi or information related to his disappearance, please contact the San Francisco Police Department at 415-553-0123 or 415-553-1071 and reference case number 130-419-573. Our last missing person cold case for this week is Elizabeth Vasquez Williams. Elizabeth's last contact date is listed as August 14th, 2020, and is listed as missing from Chula Vista, California. Elizabeth is a Hispanic or Latino female, and at the time of her disappearance was 48 years old. Elizabeth has black hair and brown eyes, and her height is 5 feet 8 inches, and she weighs approximately 200 pounds. Elizabeth has the distinctive physical features of a tattoo of the name Andy Garcia Jr. on the back of her neck, a tattoo of the name Louis Jr. and Andy on her right ankle, a tattoo of the name Sarah on her right shoulder, and a tattoo of an unknown name on her left shoulder. Elizabeth also has both of her ears pierced. The circumstances of Elizabeth's disappearance are unknown. She was last seen in Chula Vista, California on August 14th, 2020. She stated she was going to Tijuana, Mexico to visit a friend. Elizabeth was last seen wearing a black top, green shorts, and sandals or black flip-flops. 2 days later, she posted to social media and contacted her family to let them know that she had arrived in Tijuana. She told her family that she would contact them the next day, but she was never heard from again. Her family states that it is uncharacteristic of Elizabeth to not contact her family on a regular basis. Elizabeth's car was later found abandoned in Tijuana. At the time of this video, Elizabeth's age would be 51 years old, and her physical appearance may differ due to the time that has passed since her disappearance. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of Elizabeth Vasquez Williams or information related to her disappearance, please contact the Chula Vista Police Department at 619-691-5151 and reference case number 20-010190 or MP 74348. If you have a cold case or a missing person cold case that you would like to see featured on this channel, please suggest in the comments below or email me the information. Please do not make contact if you see a missing person. The best thing to do is call your local emergency number or, if applicable, one of the numbers in this video. There are also many unidentified remains found in each state. If you have not already done so, please consider getting DNA testing completed where the DNA results are shared with law enforcement so that the possibility of identifying any unknown remains is increased.